That's right. We're live and cut and direct. That's right. That's right. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Welcome to another edition of the Boxing Commentaries with Duke. Here to talk about boxing. Brought to you by the Low Budget Productions. Yes, low budget indeed. Topic of today: the fights that went down. Caleb Plant versus Resendiz and Jermall Charlo facing Thomas LaManna. It was a good boxing card. We're gonna talk about it. Right? Talk about the fights. It's a live commentary. And I got a link if you guys want to jump on and talk about the fight. Now I'm gonna warn you, not everybody's welcome. Not everybody's welcome, Holmes. And so don't don't take it personal, Holmes. If all of a sudden I just drop you, Holmes. If I just feel like you're not welcome here, Holmes, because I got a reputation, and my reputation is important to me, and I'm not gonna associate with anybody who's gonna tarnish my reputation, Holmes. You know what I mean? I got, I'm a career man, Holmes, and I'm an OG as well, Holmes. So in and out of the boxing ring, like they say. I don't play like that. So it's our business. Saludos. So with that being said, everybody, welcome. Welcome once again to the Boxing Commentaries with the Dude. We're going to talk about the fight. Caleb Plant versus Armando Resendiz, man. A huge upset. But before we get into that, let's talk about Jermall Charlo versus Thomas LaManna. Now, that's a fight that obviously Jermall Charlo was the favorite. Not too many people had Thomas LaManna, as their pick. I predicted a knockout. And so Jermall Charlo, man, I mean, I said more than that. I said Jermall Charlo is like this new Charlo, reinvented himself. I said he seems wiser, more dangerous. I dropped a comment in a particular chat. Man, as a matter of fact, I just dropped the video right now because I was supposed to debate this one guy who never showed up to the debate. And just, I don't know, bro, just for the kindness of my heart, bro, I'm trying to help this smaller channel. My channel only has, 400 something subscribers. You know what I mean? Out of the 420 and shit that I have, give or take a few. This dude only had like one or two under his belt. You know what I mean? And I'm trying to help him out. He's trying to debate me. I'm giving Jermall Charlo credit. Before the fight, I'm appreciating the fact that he's intending to entertain as a boxer, and he has boxing fans. And he seems mature. He seems like a new Charlo, Holmes, a dangerous man, Holmes. And I'm like, you know what, Holmes, I'm gonna go ahead and respect that. I respect that in any man, Holmes. I don't give a shit what color, race, religion, ethnicity, nationality you're from. If I see you're a man taking care of your family, I respect that, Holmes. And if you're not with that bullshit, Holmes, most likely, you'll kick it with the dude. But if I see you being like a little bitch, ducking the fades, or at the same time being just disrespectful, Holmes, like not being a gentleman, not being a man, because a man is a gentleman, Holmes. And there's no reason for a man to lower his standards, lower himself, and argue like a fucking, you know, like not like a gentleman, Holmes. Sure, Holmes, if you want to fucking go toe to toe, word for word, bang for bang, Holmes. It's fine, Holmes. It's fine. Órale, I got some comments right here, Holmes. Hey, Brown Gone One, saludos, carnalito, que onda, carnal, the hardest working man on the planet. And I also have El Gibson, güey, saludos, carnal Gibson. Saludos to you, brother. And yeah, man, shout out to you. And Architect Gibson, this is Black Brown Gone or the. See, these are the comments that I'm talking about, Holmes. These are the comments that go. These are the comments that are welcome. When you could go bang for bang, toe for toe, word for word. You know what I mean? As long as you don't take it personal, but this is the community, Holmes. Funny ass fuck, Holmes. Yeah, nah, just Black and Brown. He's a hardworking man. You guys know that, bro. You guys seen Black and Brown's responsibilities. A part of his life, Holmes. It shouldn't surprise or shock anybody to not see Black and Brown on YouTube. Talking about boxing. Come on, that shouldn't surprise anybody. If anything, that's the first motherfucker we should look at and be like, when's he gonna get a break? Or some shit, you know what I mean? Or you expect him to get a break? And I mean, yeah, that makes sense. It makes sense that Black and Brown is taking the time off. Says, we got beer, we got wine, carnal, and California green. If he said we're at Yepes house, Kylie way, I voy, Simon. You know what I mean? So Simon, bro, I'm just gonna talk about boxing a little bit, bro. Like I said, bro, I've been looking at some California green and some California wine, and yeah, bro. So it's all good, bro. It's all good, bro. And so we're chilling, bro. We're chilling. And like I said, bro, don't get offended, bro. It's not personal, bro. It's business. It's just business, bro. It's not personal. I got a reputation to hold. You know what I mean? I'm a career man, a family man, and an OG from the streets, bro. That's a fact, bro. When I'm working in the streets, people see me as either the OG or the career man. You know what I mean? That's it, one or the other, bro. There's the OG or the career man. That's it. Depending on the situation, bro. You're gonna call the OG or you're gonna call the career man. You know what I mean? So don't take it personal, bro. There's a lot of respect that I hold from my community, and my community, they welcome me, bro. They respect me, bro, and I respect everybody in my community. And there is no divisions at my stage in my life where I've been for the past few decades, bro. You know what I mean? There is no more ops, enemies, colors, numbers, organizations, or sides, bro. There's only us, the community, my people. You know what I mean? As a whole, you know what I mean? And it's all about helping the youth, become men. Let the men be men. Let the boys become men. You know what I mean? What's the name of that group in the 90s? From Boys to Men, right? Yeah, some shit like some from Boys to Men. So let the boys be men. And that's what I'm all about. Let the boys be men. So everybody here, everybody on shouting now, bro. I have nothing but respect for you guys. Son, big salutes to you. Son, I think you're you ¿cómo te diré? The hauler? No, you work as I'm not sure, the troquero with the gas, is that? The gasoline, man, that's fucking such a dangerous fucking job. If that's not you, bro. Shout out to everybody out there, homes. You know what I mean? I'm just saying, bro. I'm just fucking saying, bro. I'm just saying, bro. That's a crazy ass job, bro. Family man like that, bro. And if it's not you, bro, shout out to you anyway, bro. But shout out to all the troqueros out there, bro, who make a career to feed their families, bro, to risk their lives. You know all these stupid ass drivers out there cutting people off and shit, bro. Semi drivers. And then you see these videos, semi drivers that can't even stop, bro. And people say, "Oh, the semi truck should have stopped." Like, no, all that fucking weight. And do the math. Do the fucking math. When these trucks can't stop on time. And carrying a fucking load like that, bro. Shit. Take out a whole community and shit with that fucking gas load, huh? But shout out to everybody, huh? Shout out to Brian Gon One, Elliot Son, the raza out there, watching, commenting. Shout out to you. But yeah, bro. Right now, so I guess I'm just testing the waters, bro. I'm live on Cut and Direct. We've been live for about 9-10 minutes, bullshitting, testing the microphone. I already kind of talked a little bit about what I'm gonna talk about. I already talked a little bit about what I'm gonna talk about. Yeah, well, salute to you. Let me serve myself a little bit more of this California wine. Before I get into it, I'm a grown ass man. Middle of the night, California time, still early and shit, bro. There's a few people out there I wanted to debate on. And also about some trucks. About some trucks, bro. We all know, and I'm supporting this California truck, a truck show, bro. Some razas, they race trucks, bro, right? And you gotta be in the racing scene to know what I'm talking about, bro. Right? You gotta be in the racing scene. And there's this famous racer, bro. There's this famous racer who races his truck. He's from Texas, bro, and he collaborates with another racer, bro, who's also just equally as famous in the racing world. You know what I mean? Um, and both of them, they do their badass motherfucking shows when they collab. They got their own thing going on, but when they collab, they do this fucking badass racing, sport truck shit that they do, bro. It's just amazing, bro. It's a beautiful fucking show, bro, that they put on, bro. And which if you know, you know. If you have the businesses like that, bro, you know the connections, people who actually work on vehicles, not just mechanics, but people who actually work with turbos and high performance, high torque, high fucking horsepower machinery, bro. And um, then you know what I'm talking about, bro. I've been in the world, bro. So um, part of the family business is the other side hustles that we do and shit, bro. Business, some parts have to do with those particular types of jobs, also. You know what I mean? So yeah, I'm a little bit off track, bro. But hey, bro, it's live uncut in the reg, bro. We're gonna get into the fights, bro. Relax, chillax, bro. It's only been 11 minutes, right? I'm gonna be here for a while. I dropped the link. You want to debate? Jump on a debate. But truth to the matter is, also, there's a lot of people who I might want to debate. They know I'm live. They have the links. They don't want to pull up. They don't want to pull up. But anyways, when it comes to this debate that I've got some dude in the trucking world, I'm actually defending the guys from Texas, and he's defending the guy from California. And I'm from California, bro, and I'm defending the guys from Texas, the racers from Texas, right? I'm saying, nah, man, these guys, whatever, bro, it's a whole different thing. And then he's saying a whole other thing, and I'm debating him. So I got a debate going on about racing. I'm defending once again two racers from Texas, and he's defending the racer from California. I'm from California, and I think that guy's from Texas. So, if I'm not mistaken, I think the guy's from Texas. You know what I mean? So it's kind of awkward. It's a little kind of weird, But guy, there's no bias. I got no bias. I guess neither does he. So, and I told him, man, I'm gonna be. Like he knows. I told him earlier, I'm gonna be fucking live talking about boxing. Go ahead and jump on. We'll talk about the truck scene if you want. And ain't no problem, G. Ain't no problem. So yeah, I got that going on as well. So, dude does a little bit more than one thing. Most of you do. And shout out to my homie Raider from LA. He's probably one of the and obviously black and brown with the sports cars and his responsibilities. But you got, for example, Raider from LA. He's also on the car scene, bro. But he's more of the lowrider scene. You know what I mean? And yeah, bro. So beautiful lowriders and shit, bro. My culture and shit, love it too. And so yeah, so he understands. He understands what I'm talking about, bro. When you got those debates about the car business, you know what I mean, with the automotive industry, it's also just as passionate as it could be with boxing. It's just as passionate, bro. So, and so, hey, you know what I mean? And just like in lowriders, man. Texas, they got some badass fucking lowriders out there too, bro. You know what I mean? They got some badass motherfucking builders out there too, bro. They build some shit out there. It's some crazy badass cars, man. Shout out to the real ones from Texas, bro. You know what I mean? And nothing but love for Texas, bro. Nothing but love for Texas. Tejanos. And hey, you know what? Talking about Texas, bro, they got some pretty good music coming, artists too that are making some noise, bro. Like I've been listening to not me personally, bro, but I've been listening to the music bumping out here, bro. The Texas music is bumping out here, bro. And you know what? For a while, it wasn't bumping because of one particular rapper from Texas who was kind of shady, right? And then California code is all of a sudden they shut him down. And when they shut him down, it was kind of for a while, people were like, they just shut the door, right? Obviously on both sides, bro. They shut the door, and they were like, well, they were like, well, fuck them dudes, And we were like, fuck them dudes, you know. So for a while, it was like that. Always because of one dude, see, one dude could fuck it up for a lot of people. And unfortunately, because of those situations, the ignorance of the raza, bro, the music industry, it didn't bridge. It wasn't bridging between California and Texas. They're to each their own, you know, because of that one particular motherfucking rapper who fucked it up for everybody else. Well, I'm talking about the bridging, the bridging, because a lot of insults were going back and forth, and people siding with one side and others with others. And but that was always in the back of my mind. You know? What if that motherfucker never fucked it up for everybody else? What if that motherfucker didn't ruin it for everybody else, bro? It would have been a badass show, bro. It would have been a badass collaboration. But because of that one motherfucker fucked it up for everybody else, bro, there was a disconnect. There was an intentional door that was shut just because of reputations and codes. We're just different cultures. At the same time, with Rasta, we come from the same culture and all that shit. But our subcultures, homes out here in California, it's a little different, bro. It's a little different, bro. And we just ride a little different out here. But when it comes to that, bro, why am I saying that? Because there's a lot of good music coming out from out there, bro. I've been hearing that music bumping out here, bro. And definitely the car scene, bro. The truck scene and shit, man. So yeah, man, a little bit out traffic, you know what I mean? So let's go ahead and get back to the boxing talk, homes, Because we're gonna be here a while, homes. We're gonna be here a while. You guys know me when I'm live, I usually go live. Not like I don't know, running for a few hours or so and shit. I'm gonna get my sip of my wine if I throw get a little raspy and shit. Yeah, man. So anyways, bro, back to the fight, bro. I was gonna get started with Jermall Charlo facing Thomas Cornfleet, LaManna. The hitman Charlo, man, coming out throwing hits, bro. I mean, I said it in my previous prediction video. He reminds me of like a psychopath, bro. Just waiting. We got the date set. He's calm. He's collected. He's holding his ground, but he's really not making the scene and shit. Bro. He's just a different Charlo, bro. A different Charlo. At the end of the fight, I mean, obviously he's emotional. He's reunited with his brother and shit, bro. He just won, and shook off the dust off his shoulders and so. Yeah, bro. Obviously, that's so that don't count, bro. That's normal. Actually, it does count, bro. Because that proves you're normal. You know what I mean? That just proves you're normal and shit. But before that, just leading up to the fight, the press conferences, and the going back and forth, the mind games, the self-control, bro. That's specifically the self-control. It's very important, bro. Not letting the opposition get into your, to your emotions, to trigger your emotions, to get into your head, and fuck with your emotions like that, turn you into a puppet. You know how easy it is for certain people just to trigger them and then make a scene, homes, and it's just like sometimes you can even play with them, kind of control them, bro. Like you can go up to somebody and damn near control them if you know fucking, how to push their buttons and shit, bro. And so you could put somebody in a trap. You could, scientifically break it down and be like, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and make a scientific motherfucking breakthrough and shit, breakdown and shit, how to get this motherfucker, huh? And you know what I mean? I know his weaknesses. I know what triggers him. I know how to push his limits. So I'm over here. You know what I mean? You can set him up and shit, bro. You can set a motherfucker up and shit, but just by trigger and trigger and trigger. And then when they make the move, you know what to plan by the time they're in the dead man zone. You know what I mean? It's boxing, bro. Mind games. Motherfucking mind games. And that's exactly what was going on between fucking Cornflake and the hitman and Charlo. You could see it, bro. It was getting to him, bro. It was getting annoyed, but he's a different Charlo, bro. He was calm and collected, coming back with some slick shots of his own, accepting the fact, that he's been through some shit, bro. He's a grown man. He don't give a fuck what people say about him now, bro. It's like he's been through the fire, bro. Is he out of the fire? For those of you who know what that means, bro, that it's a biblical verse, So, just like any other man, we're never really out of the fire into our faith, to our Creator, God. Our Lord tells us that we are out of the fire. Until the Lord tells us specifically, I guess we're still in the motherfucking fire trying to prove ourselves. We got what it takes, You take it, bro. It burns. It fucking burns. It hurts. You know what I mean? The pains of fucking life, bro. You know what I mean? The punches of life. Life punches hard, homie. And I think Charlo's he's reached the next level as a man. And just like I said, that I respect Brown got one, a young man, much younger than me, much younger than me. And for a young man like that to have the respect of myself, I'm not saying I'm not fucking worthy of some fucking like, oh man, oh, because I do respect you, that means a lot. No, I'm not saying that. Okay, well, that's not what I'm trying to say. I'm just trying to say that for a young man, bro, to have the admiration and respect from a dude, you know what I mean? That means a lot, bro. That means a lot in my world, bro. For myself, like I respect that young man, huh? You know what I mean? And I can't say that. I can't say the same for a lot of grown men. I can't speak the same for a lot of grown ass men, older ones that should be wiser, with more knowledge, to conduct themselves with more, manliness. You know? Like a Brown, one of them for sure. We're talking about him. Raider from LA, that's another one. Like those troqueros out there. Yep. Oh, that's Yepes, Holmes. I said Yepes. I hope that I'm not sure if that's Yepes. Oh, that's what I was getting confused. Yep. Yeah, Yepes. I was thinking about Yepes, Holmes. El Chepe Yepes. Yeah, that's right. Chepe Yepes, Holmes. Jose Yepes, Chepe Yepes, Holmes. That's the guy. That's the guy I'm talking about, bro. He's the fuel transport carrier. Dangerous motherfucking job. Respect to him. I'm not sure if it's you yet, son, but if it is, respect to you. But I was referring to Chepe Yepes, Holmes. I was referring to Chepe Yepes. Respect to Chepe Yepes. I haven't talked to him in years, bro. But I remember him, bro. Respect to Chepe Yepes. It's just like your song reminded me of him. But big shout out to Chepe Yepes, Holmes. Yeah, Chepe Yepes. That's the homie right there. I think he's from LA, bro. I know he's from California. Yeah, he's from LA, bro. He's from down South California. El Chepe Yepes, a trucker owns a fuel carrier. Man, those fucking jobs are dangerous like a motherfucker. Bro. Respect to them, bro. Just the adrenaline, the responsibility. You know what I mean? It's just like it's a whole different. It's like being, you know, a trainer, bro. You know what I mean? Not only are you have a boxer, you're supposed to take care of them and make sure that the boxer for their safety and all that, But you're hauling around all that fuel, bro, around people's towns and communities and highway. It's the same way, you got it's like you're watching out for them too, bro. It's crazy, bro. It's fucking crazy, bro. I'm telling you, these jobs, believe it or not, bro, shit. A lot of people be like, you're making it more than what it is. Shit. Let me see you fucking haul a fucking semi-full fucking gasoline and shit, or some fucking chemical. Go ahead, on a fucking 4 or 5 hour drive and shit. In traffic with all these crazy motherfuckers. You gotta make U-turns and see how you feel, bro. Knowing you got all that shit, you got a ticking bomb behind you. Yeah, it's easy as it. It's easy. You make a big shit. It's a ticking time bomb, bro. Motherfucker driving around with a ticking time bomb. It's crazy, bro. It's like damn near the same respect for one of those fucking bomb squad, huh? They're preparing for a bomb squad. Like they, you know what I mean? When they gotta get in that scene, bro. That's crazy, bro. Motherfucking bomb squad. So I don't know. I know I'm off topic, homes, but just chilling, homes. Just fucking chilling, homes. Just getting some flashbacks, bro. I'm just getting some flashbacks about the people I respect. But anyways, bro, I'm also gonna talk about boxing. So we're out here talking about boxing and shit, bro. So let's talk about the fight, bro. Jermall Charlo, like I was talking about, bro, came out like the hitman, bro, like a psychopath, ready for war. Very precise, very accurate with his punches. Some good intent. You know what I mean? He wasn't punching crazy, just wasting punches. No, he was very meticulous with his punches, bro. He knew exactly where he was going to place them. You know what I mean? That first round, I was wondering, like, I mean, it didn't seem like he was trying to feel the round. It seemed like he was shaking the rust off his shoulders. He's shaking the dust off himself. He's like a little rusty. You saw the rust. He looked a little rusty in that first fucking round. His posture was fucking off, bro. Right? He seemed a little flat-footed, tight. You know what I mean? His punches slow and sluggish. You could see it in the corner. You think he's fucking slow. He's fucking slow. And I know Charlo felt the same way. Like, man, I'm fucking a little slow. Trying to wake it up, shake it off a little bit. He's shaking off the dust. He had to feel it. He's shaking off the dust. But as soon as you shook off the dust, bro, man, you saw the Charlo coming back. And then you could see then you saw the killer out of him. Like, don't stop the fight. Don't stop the fight. Come on, man. I need some rounds. I need some rounds. Don't stop the fight. When they start the fight, he's like, fuck, they start the fight. He won. He's like, fuck, they stopped the fight. Because he needed the rounds, bro. He wanted to practice him. He wanted to make him bleed. He's a killer now, bro. He's elevated himself. That's what boxing's all about, bro. That's why I like boxing, bro. I like seeing boxing for the stories, bro. That's what fucking excites me, bro, because it reminds me of myself and shit, bro. From my tribulations. When I was a young man, I'm talking much way younger. Teens and 20s. You know what I mean? Yeah, I got my shit together, bro. Got my shit together, bro. I didn't win them all either, bro. I didn't win them all. But when I came back up and I won it felt pretty good. It felt pretty motherfucking good. You know what I mean? So that's how I saw the fight, bro. Let's see, what is salute to you too, brother. That's right, bro. They call it the salad bar here, bro. They call it the salad bar here, bro. That's actually where I'm from, bro. It's actually where I'm from my whole life. And it's been about 6-7 months. About 6-7 months, Holmes. That I was but about 8 months. It's been about 8 months. Yeah, about 8 months ago I was offered I actually said it on my channels. Raider and I were talking about this on one of my lives and shit. I got an opportunity to work in no more traveling like I used to travel a lot more. Stationary promotion, good position and shit. Here in the county, and I was telling him I don't know if I should move out. It's a little bit. It's like 20 minutes outside now, bro. So, and he's like, "Do it, bro. Do it for your kids." I remember he's telling me, "You should buy a house out there, do it for your kids, bro." He started kind of sharing with me that that's what he did, bro. He lived his entire life in the same neighborhood, and then he ended up buying a badass house and shit in California for him, and down Southern California for that particular specific reason. It's expensive out there. Right? He was able to do that, and for his family, his kids, and shit, bro. You got me thinking, bro. And I'm thinking, I'm gonna fucking do this. I love traveling too, bro. I traveled all over the world too, bro. I love traveling, but at the same time, bro, you're making money traveling. My particular job, it's like these boxers, bro. That's why I love boxing. They travel across the globe and they do this, So I can relate to the traveling, bro. I can relate to the traveling. You don't travel all the time, but when they travel, bro. Business is business, bro. And I don't know, bro. There's a lot of reasons why I love boxing, bro. So traveling, preparing yourself, bro. You know what I mean? Trying to succeed and climb, you know what I mean? So, but anyways, I was able to get this promotion. I decided to stick around, and I was like, I'm gonna do it, bro. So it's been about 6-7 months, about 8 months at the most. I'm still in the county, bro. I just moved 20 minutes outskirts, bro, because it's closer to it's only like 7 minutes away from my job, bro. Nice fucking house out here, bro. 7 minutes from my job. Think about it, bro. 7 minutes from my job, bro, and I'm making damn near. I don't want to say, bro, very comfortably, bro, very comfortably. And I don't shit, bro. And those of you who know, you drive, Not only drive, but I ride my skateboard, my electric skateboard. I ride my electric skateboard to work, bro. That motherfucker ride my electric skateboard to work, bro. I mean, I grew up riding skateboards my whole goddamn life and shit. As a kid and shit. I literally ride my skateboard to work. I was fucking 7 minutes away in the skateboard, bro. I don't waste no money on gas. I don't waste no money on fucking maintenance. My cars are just chilling, bro. I'm getting fucking nice little cruise on my skateboard, bro. I get there in 7 minutes. And lunch, I go back to the house. I get lunch at the house and shit. Then I go back. You know what I mean? Back to work and shit. On Saturdays, I only work 4 hours when I go back to the lab. I ride my skateboard to the fucking on Saturdays to work, no traffic, and then and go back outside. And because there's nobody, I'm basically the only one with a few other secretaries in there and shit, doing their thing. I'm in the lab. And we got maybe a few maintenance people doing the janitorial or whatever. But nobody else is out there, bro. Big ass facility. So I'm inside the facility, hauling ass my skateboard and shit. You know what I mean? No one can say shit, bro, because I'm the boss out there. Not the boss, but my own facility, the own science department is mine. It's my science department. So yeah, bro. So it's good, bro. It's fucking good out there, bro. Thanks to Raider, bro. He convinced me, bro. Otherwise, I would have still been trying. He gave me a whole different perspective of life, bro. Raider from LA, bro. This was about a year ago. He's like, dude. He gave me a whole different perspective, bro. He's like, you know what? He just fucking broke it down, bro. He gave me a whole different advice, Like, I'm thinking, you know what, bro? You know what? You're right, bro. Because I was always like 100%. I'm never moving out of there, You know what I mean? And that's why I would always travel. I was like, because I guess, and he's like, he literally told me that, bro. He kind of, I'm gonna tell you like this. I'm gonna paraphrase it because I'm not right. He made me understand that the only reason I travel a lot is because I'm literally trying to escape the hood, the community. Not that I'm gangbang right now. I'm not don't get me wrong like that. The community, but it's literally the hood, right? So it's literally my community that I've been in my whole life. And he literally told me, dude, you don't see it, bro, because he knows I travel because I share with him some of my journeys and shit like that. And he literally told me in his own Raider way. You know what I mean? Hey, what's up, fucker? Yeah, that's what he talking about. Hey, fucker. And he's like, hey, check this out. You don't see it? You're doing all this traveling because you're trying to escape the hood. Huh? That's why you're traveling a lot. That's what, yeah, that's right. Like broke it down in whole way. It's like, if you get the job, then when you want to travel, it's because you want to travel to your neighborhood. You want to travel back to your people. He told me, is it because right now it seems like you're doing it. He literally made me think about it. I'm trying to be Raider, Holmes. I'm trying to be Raider. This conversation happened over a year ago. He's literally telling me some shit like, "Hey, fucker." Shit. Like you don't see it. The only reason you're traveling so much in your job is because you're trying to leave the hood. You're trying to escape it. You're trying to get peace. You know what I mean? That's why you're trying to leave. You're escaping it. But then you're coming back and you feel like you gotta escape it. And he's like, and he told me how he left just for his family, broke it down, he got a better life, he had opportunity. And then like a man, I'm thinking, and he's telling me, now, if you get the job, because I was about to turn it down, bro. I was like 20%, bro. I was like 20%. I'm gonna get it. 80%. Nah, I don't. It's a whole different life, the whole different world and shit. I'm used to doing it one way. Now I gotta go do it this way, and I don't know. I have my doubts, bro. And then he's like, "Hey, fucker," and he's like, "If you get the job, like you say, you're only gonna be there like 10." Because back then I think that song was like 10 minutes away. It was actually 7 minutes. You're like 10 minutes away. And he started telling me you could ride a skateboard. He started telling me, breaking it down right away. Hey, fucker, if you get out there, bro, you won't even have to waste no gas and shit, bro. And we fucking police out there to ask, it's like a little smaller community, bro. Fucking peace and shit for your kids. And he started fucking telling me, and I'm thinking, and he made me imagine it, bro. My homie Raider made me, and this is all because we're talking about Jermall Charlo, right? Coming back from it, right? Changing, becoming a different, you know what I mean? Elevating and shit. Right? it all relates, Holmes. You know what I mean? Feel free to jump in if you want to talk about it. I got some more comments before I start getting into my review. Mexican boxing was says Charlo still ducking. Resendiz got called out again by him like he did 2 years ago. Charlo, yeah, bro. But Charlo 2 years ago he was not ready, bro. Every man deserves to get a break, bro. I would disagree. I would humbly I would disagree with you, bro. No disrespect. I just think Charlo 2 years ago he was not a. Yeah, I guess it was understandable. It was understandable, bro. He gets the benefit of the doubt. And even in Mauricio Suleiman, the WBC, they knew that, bro. They knew that. They were like, man, this it's a different case, man. It's like he's going through some things that every man should go through. Maybe not exactly the same way, but some tribulations, bro. Some test in life. Something that gets you out of makes you look at the world like it doesn't owe you anything, bro. You're there to fight back and get yours, bro. You get yours. You know what I mean? Now, there's a right way and a wrong way, bro. And the wrong way might get you there faster, but it could all go, it could all be taken away as just as fast. But if you do it the right way, you know, it lasts forever. You know, it says, "Fight my fighter clowns, fight my fighter clowns." I don't know what you mean, bro. Charlo still ducky. Resendiz got called out again by him, like he did 2 years ago. Fight my fighter clowns. I'm not. Is that what he said, bro? I must have missed it. I don't. I must have missed Resendiz saying that, bro. I don't know. I've never heard Resendiz saying "fight my fight" or the. I'm not sure we're talking. It sounds to me. I'm paraphrasing. Feel free to correct me, bro. But I feel like you're saying that um, Charlo was ducking Resendiz, got called out again by him like he did 2 years ago, and then you said, and it sounds like you're saying that his promoter or something. I'm paraphrasing. Fight my fighter clown. I guess someone was saying you're ducking me. Fight him. I'm not sure if you're part of the team or not. I'm a little off, bro. But I'm assuming you're talking about that Resendiz is calling Charlo a clown. Um, if he called him a clown like 2 years ago, yeah, I guess Charlo got that coming to him because of just the what he was going through and shit. I guess 2 years ago people might have been calling him a clown and shit, and but now I don't know. I think he's escaped that, bro. I think he don't even give a fuck what you call him, bro. I think right now he's his own man. He's his own man. Yeah. So, but yeah, bro, I just good fight, man. And you know what? Even though Thomas LaManna was losing the fight, he tried, Holmes. He was trying to land a shot, trying to entertain the fans, trying to juke Charlo and come back with the counter here and there, bro. But it was, Charlo was just too much, bro. Come around the third, fourth round, Charlo was already. You could see it, bro. His posture was different. His stance was different, and his counter punching was brutal, bro. It was brutal. It was devastating, bro. The way he was uh, landing on his opponent, cornflake. Crushed him like a cornflake. But hey, cornflake, man, he's so entertaining, bro. I want to see him again. You know who I want to see cornflake go up against? Tenzu. I think Tenzu and cornflake will put up a fucking magnificent fight, bro. A badass fucking entertaining fight. You know what I mean? And I would say like this. I would say like this. The winner of that fight, the winner of that fight, because what is it? What are they fighting? Oh no, wait a minute, because Charlo Tenzu is 154. My bad, Hans. And then Charlo just moved up. I was thinking Charlo was still at 160. I just forgot that they were fighting for the 160. My bad, Hans. I'm a little behind on what I was thinking there, Hans. That's right. Charlo moved up. He's not at 160 no more. I was thinking because 154, 160, they're just right next to each other. No, but they're two weight classes away. Yeah, that's Canelo territory. Hans. You're asking too much for a fighter to go up 2, 3 weight classes. You know what I mean? It's just too much, bro, for a fighter to do. And you're asking too much of a fighter to risk to move up 2, 3 weight classes, bro. It's beyond the Call of Duty. That's unique. That's not common. That's Canelo territory right there. Manny Pacquiao territory. You know, Duran, Oscar de la Hoya territory. You know, many have tried, but not all have succeeded. That pound for pound status is a little different. Usyk, I don't know if I'll throw him in there because he went from cruiserweight to heavyweight. And that cruiserweight division was, no, I'm not sure if it was as competitive enough for me to say that going up to heavyweight might be a little different. He's undersized, and what he did is up there is it's incredible, dude. So he's he's up there, but not as high. You know, what I mean, in my point of view, when you're comparing him against Duran, De Loya, Pacquiao, and even Canelo, and dominating certain weight classes, you know, from fluctuating up and down, or whatever you got to do. Juan Manuel Marquez might be another one. I would say Juan Manuel Marquez might be another one um, who also moved up and down. I'm not sure Marquez ever went back down though. No, he did because he went to 147 welterweight. He went back down. Yeah, so that's right. He went up against Floyd Mayweather. You know, so yeah, bro. So no, my bad. But who do I want Charlo to fight next? Yeah, Resendiz. Obviously, Resendiz is the fight. That should be nice. But the one I wouldn't mind seeing for some reason I've always wanted to see Charlo fight Tim Tszyu. But that's too far off now, bro. I'm gonna have to scratch that. I guess when Charlo was still at 160, I wanted it. Man, Charlo Tim Tszyu would be a great fight, and that's always been in the back of my mind. You know who I always wanted to see also Demetrius Andre. Demetrius Andre versus Caleb Plant would be a great fight. Both coming off a loss. Um, they shared a common opponent. The same opponent they lost. Plant's been through some shit in the ring. He's fought more of the elite. He's sustained a little bit more punishment. I would like to see Caleb Plant face Demetrius Andre, bro. I know a lot of you guys don't like Demetrius Andre, bro, but Demetrius Andre, say what you will, he's kind of like Benavidez, all talk, but at his time, very strategic and how to maneuver, you know, to clout chase. But when push came to shove, he kind of went the other way, you know. And but still, he's still a good fighter that I wouldn't mind seeing face Caleb Plant. Caleb Plant versus Demetrius Andre would be a good fight. When it comes to Jermall Charlo, being that he's at 168, should he fight Resendiz next? You know, that'll be a good fight. But I don't think it's fair for Jermall Charlo because that's his first fight coming off, you know, quite a layoff. You know what I mean? So I would say give him another shot at well, let me look at the boxing rankings. I should be more specific. I mean, we're live on Cut and Direct. You know, why not? Why the fuck not? So let's see. When we're looking at the 168 division, right? Because we now have Jose Armando Resendiz as the intro. I don't want Resendiz to fight Canelo like right now, bro. You see what I'm saying? I don't want him to interfere with the possibilities of seeing the Benavidez fight. And I should make a video. I'm probably make a video tomorrow about that. If we're ever gonna see the Benavidez, because I'm gonna give you a sneak peek of this future video that I'm gonna do. I think Canelo is setting up Benavidez strategically, letting him know I'm not gonna fight you, but he knows he's gonna get him. Right? He knows he had a shot in March 2024 for the mandatory where the WBC sanctioned it. They said on March 2024, Benavidez has to sign. Benavidez said, give me an extension to fight at 175. He was granted the extension. After the fight, they asked him, so you're going to come back down and fight Canelo? He requested a second extension to make up his mind, right? And then he was granted the second extension. And then his promoter came out, his father came out, and they made it seem like he was recovering from some rib injuries and he wasn't ready for the September fight. Like Benavidez' manager said that Canelo and Benavidez had already a contract with the PBC to fight in September of 2024. So that's why they were asking for the extension, that they weren't ready for the September fight. They wanted the extension basically when he fought Morrell. But the downside of it is that Canelo is the face of boxing. He already has the venue set up for September. September is a big fight for Mexican fans. That he needed an opponent. Benavidez chickened out. He was asked for a third extension, and that's when he was denied the third extension because he was pushing it for the next year. Right? So, with that being said, Canelo moved on and he faced Berlanga. Okay? And Berlanga, at that particular point when Benavidez vacated the position, Berlanga was elevated as the next mandatory for Canelo. And because of the circumstances where Benavidez had done, Berlanga was able to basically be the next in line. So it was, just boxing, bro, just the way it goes down. But when it came to Berlanga, hey, Berlanga being Berlanga with what 16 first round knockouts, that's incredible, bro. That in itself. And then they kind of held him back from being a knockout fighter to develop boxing skills and to make it more complete. And he fought a great fight against Canelo. And I do see great because it was entertaining. It was I was very entertained seeing Berlanga versus Canelo. I was very fucking entertained. I was like, damn, dude, there's hope for Berlanga. Like he's young, bro. Like, he's gonna learn. He's gonna come back stronger, bro. Like it's boxing and shit, bro. You know what I mean? So I'm looking at the rankings right now. So let me go back to the stream here if anybody commented. Or it's not, so far same comments. But we have for Jose Resendiz, Holmes. I guess Diego Pacheco should be a fight. Resendiz and Pacheco. Mambili's always up there. There's another name. So between Mambili, Pacheco, and Resendiz, they should fight each other. But for Charlo, who should Charlo fight at 168? Being that he's just coming back, bro. Oh, you know what, bro? This is gonna piss you off. What did he throw against? Nah, but this guy got fired already. William School. Nah, I don't ever want to see William School and shit, bro. Let's see, but uh, not Surasi, bro. Surasi and and Mungia got because of the findings, whatever the tarnish test, whatever the fucking happened. They have to go ahead and come back and handle their own shit, bro. But who should Charlo fight next, bro? Who should Charlo fight next? I'm looking at the rankings right now, bro. He just defeated LaManna. So by defeating LaManna, he takes his position, right? So, well, he might, So, uh, I would say, fuck it, dude. Throw him up against William School. Williams, if ship out on this, if William School and Jermall Charlo fight, because I want to see the mentions Andre, but I'm not even sure if Andre still, um, if he hasn't retired or nothing. Just another fight I wanted to see him fight. But Charlo Andre, that fight didn't happen, and should have happened. That fight should be next, in my opinion, bro. Charlo and Andre, that fight should be next. Charlo, just a good fight to entertain the fans. It'll be a good undercard fight. It's not their own little, main card event. It's a good fight. I like it. Andre versus Charlo. If not Andre, give him Skull. If Jermall Charlo is able to defeat William Skull in a more impressive manner than how Canelo did, then that could also put Jermall Charlo back in business against Canelo. You know what I mean? So yeah, bro. So that's another fight that would be interesting. Skull versus Charlo, but first Andre versus Charlo, and but yeah, man, Caleb Plant, he's against Andre will be a good fight as well. Um, Caleb Plant versus William School. I don't know how that would turn out. That's kind of interesting in itself. I would say William School still has an opportunity to redeem himself, but no one's gonna take him serious. You know what I mean? He's gonna have to come back and start knocking motherfuckers out. But damn, dude, I think the doors are shut for William School. I think he's been fired, like I said. I don't think nobody wants to work with him. I think he's been banned from Saudi Arabia. If I'm not mistaken, I think he was banned. I think he was immediately kicked out of the country because they're looking at it like he defrauded the contract. Right? He was there to perform. He didn't perform. He was excessively, running something that he was not. the fans, the contract, the event. It was not a marathon, bro. It was a boxing event, and from his part, he did not perform. Right, he did not perform. It was too excessive. It was ridiculous. So if I'm not mistaken, I think he was banned or just immediately kicked out of the country. Like, just get the fuck out of here, dude. And the sanctioning bodies don't want to deal with him, and the promotional companies don't want to deal with him. The networks don't want to deal with him. It just goes to show how fucking ridiculous, he was during his opportunity against Canelo. He just not only did he fumble, but he punted, he he kicked off and he fumbled and intercepted and all kinds of shit. He did it all wrong. Bro. He did it all wrong. So it's just kind of weird, bro. But I wouldn't mind seeing Jermall Charlo face up against School because that would put Jermall Charlo in a position to defeat School in a better way, making him a more credible name for Canelo in the future. I mean, because these guys are already kind of you know, past their prime, right? I mean, Canelo's about to retire. He already talked about. He said a couple of years back that he most likely he was not going to go past 38 years old. He recently said he's not going to go past 37, which is not backtracking what he said by a year, and which is basically still right there, right? What's 1 year? 1 year is basically nothing. But he was very still on track when he said about 5 fights left, because he literally back then he gave a prediction and it pretty much equals to what he had said. So he's been very open with when he's going to retire. So if he has 5 fights left, I think Benavidez is still in the picture. Canelo says he doesn't want to fight him anymore because of not only all the shit talk that he did, but he didn't show up on the mandatory. And the only reason why he joined the PBC was to fight him in the first place. And they had that fight in September of 2024, according to Samson Lukowicz, David Benavidez's own boxing manager. Right? So take it from Benavidez's team. That's their word, Holmes. You know what I mean? And but yeah, bro. So that's a whole different story. But yeah, who they gonna fight next? That's who I want them to fight next. For Resendiz, I want him to fight Pacheco, bro. I think Pacheco versus Resendiz or against Mbili. They should fight each other, right? Resendiz, Pacheco, Mbili. They should square off, bro. They should. Let me go back to the rankings. Um, because at the WBA it's Mbili for Resendiz. At the WBC is also Kristen Mbili at number 1. Diego Pacheco was at the WBO as number 1. The IBF doesn't have a number 1, but they could settle it between I would say Delisagio or Vladimir Shishkin. That, you know what I mean? So, well, Shishkin, right? He's more of a more known name. So I would say Shishkin, Mbili, and Pacheco and Resendiz right there, bro. Those are 4 names that they could square off, right? The winners get the winners, the losers could fight the losers, and the winner gets Canelo. You know what I mean? Kind of more like a tournament to get Canelo, because for Canelo, for his next 5 fights, what would I say his next 5 fights should be? Well, one of the 5 fights is already take place in September, right, against Terence Crawford, meaning he would have 4 fights left. Who's left for those 4 fights? Well, obviously, one of them is going to be Bivol. He wants that rematch. And I don't think he wants it as his retirement fight. I don't think he wants to retire with the loss. I think he'd rather go for Bivol as soon as possible for that rematch. And win, lose, or draw, he could give an excuse and say it's not an excuse, but it's reality, bro. Canelo has no business at fucking light heavyweight. He's 5'7", right? He balloons up to fight at that weight level. It's an extreme. I mentioned it earlier. It's unfair, to want a fighter to move up, 2, 3 weight classes, specifically 4. Like Canelo has his 4th division. It's just too much to ask them, bro. It's just too extreme for any fighter, bro. That's what I was saying. That's Canelo territory. That's the Duran territory. Pacquiao, legendary. And Canelo proved it. He's 4 division, champion. And 2-time undisputed at 168. So it is what it is. But Yeah, for Canelo's next 5 fights, I guess one being Terrence Crawford, the other one I would say Bivol, right? Because for that rematch, I think Bivol is going to be closer to um, the closer to the first 5 fights than towards the last of his fights. Because if he loses, he could just come back down to 168. But there's a possibility that he could have faced David Benavidez, right? But I think Canelo and Eddie Reynoso are very strategic right now because they're about to retire. I think they're going to allow Benavidez and Bivol to happen first. That way they could duke it out, and then seeing the weaknesses from both ends, and then go after both Benavidez and Bivol. And I think he'll go after Bivol first rather than Benavidez. I think if Benavidez beats Bivol, if they ever fight, I think Bivol will get the Canelo fight before Canelo and Benavidez fight each other. You understand what I'm saying? So I think Bivol is next. It's Crawford. I would say it's Crawford. Then it's Bivol. And then I'm going to say it's going to be Benavidez. Another excuse to fight another. If he loses, I don't know if he'll go up against Benavidez because it's risking it, right? I would say probably he'll probably face like Pacheco or he'll probably face like a Mambili or even Resendiz, right? So I think this is how it's gonna go. Here it is. Five, my 5 fights for Canelo for his last tour, right? For before he retires. It's gonna be Crawford, Bivol, Pacheco, Resendiz, or Charlo, and Benavidez way at the end as a retirement fight. And then if he loses to Benavidez, he could always come back down and face Mambili or Pacheco or Resendiz. Like go back up and down, you know what I mean? Risk it twice. No, but he's gonna bring Benavidez down to 168. He's gonna bring Benavidez down to 168. So he's gonna have the advantage of bringing Benavidez back down because Benavidez struggles, in my opinion, to make weight. So it's gonna be, and if Canelo puts a dehydration clause in, I mean, it should be a fair one, right? Because Canelo, again, he's balloons up, slows him down. He has no business at the heavier weight classes. But at 168, it's more comfortable walk around for Canelo. I don't think there will be a catch weight. At 175, I see it. At 168, I don't. So I don't see a catch weight at 168. Um, but I do see a catch weight at 175 versus Benavidez and Canelo. You know what I mean? So for Canelo's is my official last 5 fights for Canelo's retirement tour. I guess this is my official. I guess that would make more sense, right? It'll be Crawford, Bivol, and if win, lose, or draw, right against Bivol, win, lose, or draw, it's gonna make a whole difference. It's gonna make a whole difference because if he draws, they might do a third one against Bivol, right? If he draws against Bivol, it's gonna be a trilogy. That's gonna be a tremendous trilogy if they go a trilogy, right? If he beats Bivol, because Bivol, I don't know, it just might be a trilogy. I don't know. It could be because if Bivol is the champion, he might have that in his contract, right? That if he loses his undisputed, that he might want the oh he's no longer undisputed because Benavidez got the internet champion, right? The internet belt. Yeah, he got the internet belt. So, but anyways, yeah. If Bivol's the champion, he's gonna request the rematch, right? If Bivol's the champion, he's gonna request a rematch against Canelo. So it most likely it'll end up in a trilogy. It'll be a good trilogy, so it makes a big difference when lose or draw. It's gonna make a big difference. If Canelo loses, then I don't see Canelo ever moving back up to 175. It'll just prove that Canelo has no business at 175. He got lucky with Kovalev, and it is what it is. So if he loses, that's it. And if he's ever gonna fight Benavidez, it's gonna be at 168, right? So win, lose, or draw. So let's just say he wins, right? You just say if Canelo wins all these fights. If Canelo beats Crawford, his next fight should be Bivol. And after Bivol, if he beats Bivol, it should be Benavidez at 168. Just because Canelo's the A side, I think he's going to try to get the advantage over Benavidez. He's going to say, let's do it at 168. You know what I mean? And so I see Crawford, Bivol, Benavidez at 168. That's 3. I see Charlo at number 4 because he's always had that beef with Charlo. Charlo's back. Charlo wants to get paid. So I see Charlo, the rematch, the revenge for his brother. I meant to say the revenge of his brother against Canelo. That's number 4. And for number 5, it's going to be between the winner of Mambili, Pacheco, and Resendiz, their own little tournament. Whoever comes out victorious between them 3 gets Canelo for Canelo's retirement fight. And I do see Canelo beating all 3 for his retirement fight. If Canelo's serious that he has 5 fights left, then those are it. Crawford, Bivol, Benavidez, Charlo, and the winner between Mambili, Pacheco, and Resendiz, which is legendary because Mambili is no fucking joke. Diego Pacheco is proven to be capable of swinging with the best of them, and he's earned his shot to be mandatory to be next in line. Right? He's earned that shot. You got to give him that. He's earned that fucking shot. Mambili earned that motherfucking shot, not in 1 sanctioning body, but in 2 sanctioning bodies. And Resendiz just beat Jermall Charlo in a very impressive manner. Mexican brawler, right? Durable, gutsy, very well trained. Manny Robles in his corner. I mean, everything's in his momentum right now. Everything is in his momentum is positive, bro. His momentum, everything is going for him right now. Right? So why wouldn't he be next as a mandatory? Because he's earned that shot to be the next person in line. Right? So the winner between Resendiz, Mambili, and Diego Pacheco, that particular winner of those 3 fights should face Canelo next. Well, not next. I mean, in his Canelo's retirement fight with a rematch clause in case Canelo loses. You know, so if he does lose, I guess he can always come back and fight those dudes again. And if he loses to them, a lower class opposition compared to Canelo, then Canelo will most likely have no choice but to retire because it'll prove that he's, not capable anymore. But with his age and his durability, he definitely has more in the gas tank, right? So, but if they got his number, they got his number. All right, this one says that Texas 16 South says, y'all ain't talking about punching. Texas 16 says, y'all ain't talking about punching? What the fuck? We're talking about fights being made, bro. We're talking about future fights being made. Fucking hit the link, bro. The link's right there. Hit the link, bro. You come over here and talk about punching. And I guarantee you, you probably been seen before punching the punching bag, and then you completely miss the punching bag and hit your own face. And then the punching bag hits you in the face. Texas 16 South. Like we haven't seen you completely miss hitting the punching bag completely and hitting yourself in the face with your own fucking glove. And then when you try to realize, oh, I hit myself, the punching bag comes back around and swings and hits you in the face. You get hit twice, one by yourself and one by the punching bag. That's the craziest combination I've ever seen in my life. You punch yourself and the punching bag hits you right after. That was fucking, dude. I know it's you, bro. Texas 16 South, the racist guy against black people. Yeah, he's always talking about man, something about scared of black people, and he's not even black. He tells the whole world that he's not scared of black people. I'm not scared of black. Like he comes out here saying, I'm not scared of black people. I'm not scared of black people. You motherfuckers, I ain't scared of black people. Like, what the fuck, bro? I'm not black. You're not black. I don't want to talk about. I'm scared. Like, what? Fuck out of here. I know that's you, bro. Weird motherfucker, bro. So jump on the panel if I can debate. I'm literally trolling you. You're talking shit. I'm talking shit back to you, huh? Defend yourself. See if you don't punch yourself in the face and have your own motherfucking punch back in the back run and hit you in the face again. It's weird, bro. It's weird. Yeah. Come over here and start telling everybody that you're not scared of black people. What kind of shit is that, bro? You broke my train of thought, bro. You talk about matchmaking, potential matchmaking. These matchmakers out here, bro, sometimes they put up the dumbest fucking matches up here. But the matchmaking right now that I'm doing makes sense, bro. What is your matchmaking skills? I'm trying to let you know that Resendiz should fight on Billy and Pacheco, and the winner of that particular tournament should get Canelo next. I'm letting you know that Charlo should get a few more fights to climb the ranks, and then he should fight Canelo too. I'm letting you know he should fight Benavidez as well. I'm letting you know he should get the rematch with Bivol. And I'm agreeing that he should fight Terrence Crawford next. What the fuck are you talking about? Crybaby. Fucking crybaby. You fucking crybaby. I'm trying to trigger your ass. Let's get your ass up here. See if I can trigger your ass a little more. I'm trying to push your buttons. I was just talking about that. Pushing people's buttons and shit. No, control them, set them up for a trap. Nah, I mean, you ain't fooling anybody, huh? You ain't scaring anybody. Nothing new I've seen. Not showing that you're not showing me anything new. What you talking about? Huh? What you talking about? What you mean? Huh? What you mean? What you mean? What you fucking mean, bro? Come on. What you mean? You ain't talking about punching. Exactly what the fuck I'm talking about. Mr. Punching yourself, that punch you back, punching you in the face. That's what should we call you, bro? When you miss the punch, you miss the punching back completely. You hit yourself, and the punching back comes around, swings back, and hits you in the face. What do we call that? Mr. Punch yourself in the face, get hit by your own punching back. Come on, dude. And don't forget that you're also part of the reason why Black and Brown's channel got deleted in the first place. Because you wanted those videos terminated, bro. You wanted the channel deleted because there was proof in those channels what you said when you were locked up that you were screwing all those trannies inside behind bars. Remember you said that shit? You screw all those trannies inside. You know, remember that shit? And then we started making fun of your ass because you were trying to argue about that shit. And we're like, man, we don't give a shit about that shit, dude. What the fuck are you talking about, bro? And ever since then, bro, Black and Brown started getting trolled more and more because you wanted that channel taken down, bro, because you wanted that crew taken down. Texas 16 South. Come on. Come on. Tell me I'm lying. Tell me I'm lying. Crybaby. Mr. Swing. In the midst, hit yourself in the face and the punchback swings back around and hits you in the face too. Come on. Come on, Willis. Come on. Come on, Willis. Come on. You ain't scaring anybody. You ain't fooling anybody. Willis. Mr. fucking Willis. Come on, Willis. Come on. Come on, Willis. Fucking Willis. That's what he is, bro. Motherfucking Willis. Yeah, so like I said, bro, we're talking boxing. I was like, we've been over an hour. And I mentioned at the beginning of the video, there's a lot of people who might want to debate me. I got some debates lined up. A lot of people ducking the fades, ducking the debates. Right. I got another one in Spanish too against his boxing channel in Spanish. He claims he's gonna accept the fade. He actually challenged me first. I accepted the fade, and I told him, "Okay, it's on. Tell me date and place." And I said, "It's on." And he's like, "I see you." And we're like, "All right." And so we have something going on, that we're gonna schedule a particular fight. Let's see if he doesn't chicken out. As a matter of fact, I should drop those videos tomorrow, if not Monday, because I got things to see and people to do tomorrow. I also got some things to do and some people to see. So it's just the way I do it. You know what I mean? But come on, Willis! Texas 16 South. Come on! All right, let's see. Nava. ¿Qué dice el Nava?
¿Qué onda, carnal?
Yeah. Sorry, bro. Let's see. Sorry for the interruption, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, I mean, like I said, bro, it's not personal. It's just business, huh? Some people are, like I said, not welcome here, bro. And, I stick to my code. I'm gonna stick to what I said. Good fights, bro. Good fucking fights. And it is what it is. It is what it is. I'm gonna continue talking, but I'm gonna break off. I'm not gonna talk about boxing. I'm gonna start talking about some bullshit. Maybe some conspiracy theories. I mean, I might cut it off and re-upload the second half as another video. You know what I mean? Just because, bro. Sometimes I like to talk about boxing. Someone earlier said talk about boxing. I think there was another video that I was doing that said start talking about aliens or some shit. So maybe I start talking about aliens and shit, bro. So so let's just chill out for a bit. You know what I mean? Little intermission break. Excuse me, ladies and gentlemen. Let me get a little bit of intermission break. Stick around. It's just an intermission. During the intermission, get your little break. Go smoke a cigarette. You know what I mean? And finish your wine. Get your snacks. We're gonna break off. We're ending the video, but we're not logging off. We're still gonna be talking. We're still gonna be live. I'm just gonna start talking about some alien shit. Just give me like 5 minutes. As a matter of fact, maybe I should just fucking end the video and just fucking make another video. Right? Because they're not gonna be just wasting minutes. Nah, we're chilling, bro. We're still here, bro. We're chilling. Intermission time, huh? It's fucking intermission time. Right? We're gonna chill right now. Just give me like 5 more minutes. We're just gonna chill. I'm gonna stick around for a few more minutes. We're just gonna chill right now, and then we're gonna come back with some crazy stories and shit. Some alien UFO talk, maybe some monster talk, maybe some some I don't know, some psychopathic shit. Nah, I don't know. All right, I was actually gonna look up something right here. Let me see. All right, give me a second, ladies and gentlemen. Give me a second. Right here. I'm just trying to make it more official, more presentable. But we are gonna go on intermission, and we are gonna talk about some sci-fi shit. We're gonna make it entertaining. We're gonna have a good time, Hans. It's early in California, Hans. It's been a weird fucking day, Hans. It's been a weird fucking day. When it basically came down to my day starting off here on YouTube, it basically began with me dropping a comment. It got a lot of responses, and then some guy called me out on a debate. I accepted the fade. I told him, let's do it. When I went back to drop the link, he erased his comments. And I'm thinking, did he erase the comments because he doesn't want to debate me no more? How am I supposed to respond to him? Right? It doesn't show anymore. I see what he's doing. So I made a video live. He had the link to that. He saw the video. We reconnected. I told him 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I showed the proof that it was 9 p.m. Pacific Standard. I literally showed the proof. He knew the time. He knew the day. We had just talked to each other an hour before 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And I told him, yes, just like we planned it originally at 9 p.m. Be there, right? Comes back, it's like, yo, what the fuck? It's already midnight in the East Coast. And I think, what the fuck, bro? We literally agreed to Pacific Standard Time. We literally agreed to Pacific Standard Time. I mean, so that's how it started. Bro. And then I had another discussion with another person about the truck industry and the racing industry, right? And then who else, bro? There was another comment. Oh yeah, the guy that I have, and so a matchmaking one in Spanish and shit. So, but yeah, but like I said, guys, just give me like 5 minutes. I'm gonna go to intermission. I'm gonna take a break, and I'll be back in about 5 minutes or so. And after about 5 minutes, we're gonna talk some UFO shit, bro. We're gonna talk some UFO shit. So chill out, relax for the next 5 minutes. The link's still gonna be up there if you guys want to join. We'll talk about it. We'll talk about some UFO shit. You can tell your stories. I'll tell my stories and shit. You know what I mean? But I need a break, bro. I've been fucking talking for over an hour and 15 minutes, and yeah, I feel like I need a little break, bro. So give me about 5 minutes or so, probably a little bit more. I don't know, 5-10 minutes at the most. I would say 5 minutes, and you can chill out. You can you can wait for me in the backstage if you want, or come back. That way you won't be hanging out for all that long. But I do have plans to when I end the video, I'm gonna cut it in half. Right, I'm gonna re-upload the second half, and so that's my plans. Yes, I still got energy, bro. And it's barely fucking midnight in California, bro. Barely fucking midnight in California. Bro. I still got all this fucking energy, bro. I'm not feeling good right now, bro. You know what I mean? I feel like all these motherfuckers duck the fade, bro. They duck the fade, and two boxing fades and debates. Another debate in the truck industry debate. And I got this other fade where I feel like this dude's also gonna chicken out. He's making excuses already. And so yeah, that's about four fucking fades. The motherfucker they're ducking on me, homes, and I'm going live and I'm fucking telling them and I'm here, let's go. And they're not pulling up or not showing proof, and you ain't fooling anybody, you ain't gonna pull a fast one on me, try to come out the next day and say, oh, see, I was there, but he wasn't. Like, nah, I'm here now, bro, let's go. And just like I said, bro, I'm here now, let's go. And that debate was not gonna last 1 or 2 minutes. You should have been prepared to be here for a whole hour or more, right? You should have. So don't give me no excuses. A few minutes late. No, we're gonna be like I'm shit. It's already midnight. So imagine I had all this energy from 9 p.m. to 12 p.m. No excuses, bro. I've been live since 9 p.m., bro. This is like my third fucking video I've been dropping on. So yeah, you ain't fooling anybody, man. And I'm gonna let nobody fucking pull a fast one on me. So I'm protecting my image, I'm protecting my fucking, you know. So I started trying to pull a fast one, and I'm like, nah, I'm here now, bro. I'm here now. Let's go, just like I said, bro. All right. So anyway, bro. Intermission time, bro. Let me get a break. Chill out for a bit. We'll be right back, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm still here. I want to get a snack. Basically made me a sandwich. So let me finish my sandwich. I'm getting back on the road, huh? But I basically went and got a sandwich. And just took the third bite. Pretty big sandwich. I mean, a manly sandwich. Huh? I think that you guys get a better picture when a man's eating a man sandwich. Um, and you gotta bear with them, you know. Just bear with me for a minute. A man sandwich. I'm cooking to wash it down. Some OJ. I guess while I'm eating my sandwich, I could look for maybe a more appropriate um, back background image or something. Because I don't know what I'm gonna talk about. Oh, I do want to talk about some sci-fi shit, but not exactly sure what exactly. I mean, I put um, soundtracks, soundtrack theme songs. And a whole bunch of soundtrack theme songs came out from old school movie scenes to current or recent series on TV. For example, I might stick to that one just for right now for the intermission. I'm about halfway there in the sandwich. I'm about halfway there. I warned you guys. I said, go get yourself a snack. Come back and we'll talk about some sci-fi shit. You guys should have your. You guys should be hooking up your snacks right now because I'm a few minutes away from getting started. You know what I mean? I promise you, I won't talk about anything gruesome that's gonna upset your stomach or ruin your appetite. Nah, just some sci-fi stories. I'm eating my sandwich. You know, why would I do that to you when I'm when I wouldn't do it to myself when I'm eating? You know what I mean? So, at any occasion, right? So get your snack ready, huh? Get it ready. I'm about a minute or two. So I'm not gonna finish it. I'm gonna save you know, half of it for later, or as I'm talking. But or I might just finish it. I don't know. I'm in my office right now, so I'm just chilling. Probably even look at some happy tobacco. I don't know. If you're wondering what type of sandwich I'm eating, it's basically a carne asada torta, bro. That's what it is. It's also a man sandwich. Went to the kitchen, saw some leftover. You know, some bistec that the old lady made. And went to the drawer, got some pan, cut in half, put some cheese and some chiles and the ingredients, and I just smashed the shit out of it. Turned it into a sandwich. Oh, exactly what I'm doing. I'm about 2 quarters down. One more half to go. I said I was gonna save a piece for later, but it's pretty good, so I'm just bear with me, man. Just bear with me for a little bit. I'm bare devouring the sandwich. It's just the simple bare necessities. Yeah. I'm almost ready. I'm gonna put back the headset. I had the headset on the table. I didn't want to have the headset on while I was eating. I didn't want you guys to hear me munching my food. I just think that's kind of disrespectful. But I do have some juice left over. Yeah, so I mean, I don't. I kind of. You guys remember this theme song? So I guess somehow when I was thinking about the theme song, the visual background, I kind of hit that. I don't know why. Excuse me, ladies and gentlemen. Oh man, I hit the spot. I don't know what we're gonna talk about, bro. I figured psychopaths, serial killers. Have you ever met one? I have. Several of them. True story, man. Psychopaths exist. I'm gonna leave you with that for just about 30 seconds. Like I said, I was going to go look at some green trees for a second, but I'll be back in not even 30 seconds. But I'll leave you with that thought. Today we'll be talking about psychopaths and serial killers. El castillo a todo sol, la espada que guarda el caudal, tu verdad que respiro yo, y la luz de la luna en el mar, la carpeta que ansio mojar, que temo ahogar de amor. Yes, sir. Had to get some supplies.
because we're gonna get started. We're gonna be talking about some crazy shit. So I needed to re-up. I needed to resupply so I could get started, and then that way I have no interruptions. But we are gonna be talking about some psychopaths and serial killers. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, I met them. I befriended them, and I know a little bit more about them than what the average person should know about. We'll talk about that. That is the theme of the conversation. So just like we always do, because we are live, uncut, and direct, transitioning from one topic to another, we have to do this right. And with that being said, let's do it right. So let me go ahead and set my juice aside and bring my wine closer to me. Pour a little bit into the glass there, and then swirl it and say saludos to you, ladies and gentlemen. Well, as we transition, let me prepare the introduction, and let me go ahead and highlight it here in the images. So welcome to another edition. So what do we call it? Another edition of the Sci-Fi Tales with El Dude. Yes. That's what I typed. That's what I'm going to highlight. So welcome everybody to another edition of the Sci-Fi Tales with El Dude. Here to talk about psychopaths and serial killers. Have you ever met one? Are you one? Are you a serial killer? Have you killed for pleasure? Do you have certain targets that you target? Have you been targeted and survived from the wrath of a serial killer? Are you a psychopath? Do you have these intentions, these traits? Or have you ever confronted one, ran into one? Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is indeed the topic of tonight. Serial killers and psychopaths. It's a strange topic. I don't know why that came into my mind. I know I was having flashbacks of certain things. And just like those flashbacks, they come in bunches. They come at different times of the day. And when they do that, I reminisce of the yesteryears, the days of yesterday, the days that are behind us, the memories of psychopaths and serial killers. It's a true story, a story that you might not want to hear, but it's a story that must be told. So when it comes to a serial killer, you know what that means, right? But when you think about psychopaths, what is it that you're thinking about? A psychopath has certain characteristics, some personal issues, traits, and behaviors that one could say they lack remorse. They tend to manipulate. They may seem a little antisocial, and they might want to hurt you, possibly take your life. Again, with no remorse. So for those of you listening, let me go ahead and cook for a little bit. Let me go ahead and tell the story. Let me break it down. And then that way you could comment, debate, or share your story. It's not that I'm trying to put anybody off. Just give me a few minutes to cook as we begin the stories of what psychopaths and serial killers are, how they affected the lives of men, how they continue to move forward and become ghosts, ghosts that appear and reappear, monsters and underneath your bed and outside your window, haunting you, appearing and reappearing, different times of the day, different times of the night, just waiting, not for the right moment, waiting for the day they've chosen to come. And as they wait, they take pleasure in the wait and the salivation and the desire to accomplish what they set to do on that particular date, either as a psychopath or a serial killer. No empathy, no remorse, just a target. Nothing personal, just pleasure. It is what it is. It's how they act, it's how they react. Their stories. I'm pretty sure your community has had one. You've heard of them. How would you confront them? What would you do? Could you imagine if they reappeared in your vicinity, in your area, in your home, in the middle of the night when you're sleeping? I can't remember this one guy, but I remember there was a serial killer in LA who would go into people's houses and strangle them and shit while they were sleeping. That's some crazy shit. Can you imagine you're sleeping and shit, all of a sudden you wake up to this fucking psychopath serial killer just staring you down as he's choking you to death? They caught him. I guess somebody survived, or there was I think a little girl witnessed it, and she was able to give the description. They caught the motherfucker running down the street, and the community went over there and grabbed his ass and beat the shit out of him and turned him into the cops. I can't remember his name, bro. But can you imagine, bro, just fucking sleeping, and you wake up in the morning, and you go check on your family to see how they're doing, and everybody's fucking dead. Everybody's fucking choked to death, except you, because the motherfucker saw that you were a grown ass man, possibly intoxicated, too drunk, or too stoned to even fucking wake up from such a sleep, snoring your ass off, while your family's choking to death one by one. Man, that'll be some crazy shit, because that shit was happening down south. That shit happened down there, bro. So watch out to everybody out there going to sleep, too intoxicated to fucking know what's going on in the middle of the night. Because one night, you might just fucking realize that one night of pleasure resulted in your entire family being hurt because you were not there to protect them, because you couldn't wake up. That's fucked up. Do you carry that shit with you, bro? Because some of these motherfuckers are cowards too, bro. You know what I mean? So a lot of these motherfuckers are cowards, bro. They probably hear some shit. They're too scared to go check on their kids and shit. Probably send their wife to go check. They probably hear the noise and they probably hide and lock the door. That shit wouldn't surprise me. That shit wouldn't fucking surprise me. There's stories of other psychopaths and serial killers, right? Killing at random, like the Zodiac killer, rumored to have killed as many as 30. The Zodiac killer, and the only person to have or was able to decipher the Zodiac killer's secret codes was my former teacher and friend, Donald Hardin, and his wife, Betsy Hardin. My friends, my mentors. And I miss them a lot. They lived a full life. I learned a lot from the people who deciphered the Zodiac killer's language. I gained their respect. They taught me how to decipher and how to encode. And I might have seen some of the other messages that no one has ever seen before, because the only way you can see them is if you know how to decipher the codes of the Zodiac. And there's a key that helps you solve the code. And as the only people in the world who have been known to decipher the code was my former friend and teacher, Donald Hardin, and Betsy Hardin, his wife. Rest in peace to both of them. You don't think they were able to decipher many more ciphers? They're not willing to come forward. There was rumors that they avoided the FBI for many reasons. After they had deciphered that first wave of ciphers, rumors even that it was, and I'm just gonna say it right here, ridiculous, far-fetched, that it was Donald himself who was the Zodiac killer, playing with the police, preparing for a new Zodiac killer to emerge. But copycats are copycats, and in my world, copycats are not respected. To each their own. But that's, like again, like I said, far-fetched claims, unfounded claims. But yes, my former friend, my mentor, Donald Hart, rest in peace, and his wife, Betsy Hart. The earth will tremble when the truth comes out. Alas, alas, for those who know, you know. It is a beautiful night. A night that deserves to be ended with a topic of such extreme and caution for the tales of psychopaths and serial killers. But they do exist, they do emerge, they do strike, they do plot, They do wait, and while they do, they take pleasure in doing so. The mind of a psychopath and a serial killer can only be explained fully by a psychopath himself, a serial killer that is worthy of being called a serial killer for having more than dozens and dozens of particular, I would say, bodies under their title. Dozens and dozens and dozens and dozens. No remorse, no fear. Just the past. Just a decision, a choice that may have been repeated more than once. No pleasure, no remorse when it comes to a serial killer. For a psychopath, it's a little different. Maybe it could be some type of pleasure or some type of, I would say, dysfunction in the brain. But a serial killer is more of a choice. There's more, I would say, it's a career. It's a double life. And knowing that they will be condemned makes it even more dangerous. It does. It makes it even more dangerous for many reasons. They don't care. They know where they're going. They know their end. So taking more souls with them may be the only thing they have looking forward to in this world or their world. Because our world is different. Right? Everybody has their own world that they live in. You have yours, I have mine, and they have theirs. And psychopath and serial killers, their ways are much more stranger and mysterious and unique than you and I. Imagine having a conversation with somebody who has had over so many deaths as a serial killer that they lost count, over 50 maybe, responsible for maybe another 50 more, close to 100, if not more. A psychopath who goes around day after day without remorse, choking motherfuckers out to death, stabbing another motherfucker to death, coming back and shooting a motherfucker to death, doing some psychopathic shit, and walking away with no remorse, not a care, either by dysfunction or by pleasure. Just walking around like a psychopath, and then at any given moment in time, they attack. Now, a serial killer is a little different. Like I said, it's more like a career, more planned out, more strategic. more secretive, more of a double life. A serial killer might show remorse. A serial killer might have remorse. A serial killer might be the most loving parent that has ever existed. But during those moments of the day or the night, when they lurk, when they plot, when they conspire with their inner evil demons, their soul, those spirits that live inside of them, then right there and then, when you realize that you're dealing with a serial killer. Imagine pissing off a serial killer. 2 days later, 3 days later pass by. You forget about it. A week goes by, and they're there in front of your house, and you just might forgot about the disrespect or the insults that you might have thrown. Or you might remember. You think nothing of it. Weeks go by, and you see them again, and you think nothing of it. Coincidence? And when you see them the third time or so, it's not like the first or second time that you saw them, where you thought it was a coincidence, or you thought nothing of it. No, you realize it's not a coincidence. And something inside of you told you, don't make nothing out of this. This is your spidey senses letting you know that something's off. Warning sign. Watching you. You're spying you. Plotting against you. When you see them for the last time, you might be bleeding out of the side of your neck as they look at you with a smile. If it's a serial killer, and just walk away. As you lay there in a pool of blood, trying to think what the fuck just happened. But in the minds of the serial killer, it's good old sweet revenge. Another one for the books. You might be wearing the wrong color. And that serial killer is just targeting individuals who are wearing a particular color. You might be of a particular skin tone where the serial killers are targeting certain people that may just look like you. Or a particular job. Or a particular way of acting. Certain types of people being targeted by a sick individual, a serial killer, or a psychopath. Think about it next time you're out there disrespecting people. They just might want to be challenged, just to have an excuse to get close to you, so they could feel your life and how fragile it is, and how they could just take it from a blink of an eye. They feel your essence, your life, your heartbeat, and it's fragile. You disrespected them. You threatened them. You challenged them, not knowing that they are psychopaths, or serial killers. Could you imagine going to work one day, getting into an altercation at the local convenience store, or at the gas pump, or down the street at a stoplight, and you say or do something to a psychopath or a serial killer, and they start following you, and you're brake checking them, and then you slow down, or you follow them, you start arguing with them, and they look at you with a smile. They memorize your license plates, your car model. They memorize your face and what you said and what you did and what you claimed you were going to do. And a few days go by, and when you come out of work, someone is watching you, and they might say hello to you right before they blast your head off with a shot or two. A serial killer or a psychopath. You were not on their list. You were not their target, but you became one because you disrespected or insulted a psychopath or a serial killer. Just think about that the next time you're disrespecting people with your cars. Think twice before you go to sleep too intoxicated, because you might not be able to wake up to defend your family from an intruder like a psychopath or a serial killer. Think twice. Think twice. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I would say this concludes our sci-fi tells what they do. These stories and memories that could potentially make your mind explode. Your brains could literally blow the fuck up. So if you made it this far, congratulations. For those of you who did not, you might have had your brain blown the fuck up. The knowledge, the wisdom, the stories, the words that are told today that you heard of how the mind of a psychopath or a serial killer thinks, acts, or reacts. It's a dude in the house. I will get you in the next one. Subscribe to the channel. It is what it is. Stay tuned for the next videos. And with that being said, I'm out.